Hello, my name is Shinko. Welcome to my channel. We have been reading The Warriors Into the Wild. We left off almost at the end of chapter 11, and we just found out that Firepaw, Greypaw, and Ravenpaw did well on their test, and they get to go to the gathering. Bluestar did question Firepaw about his loyalties. Do you think she really believed him? Let's find out. We're going to the gathering! Greypaw let out a yell of delight and bounded up onto the tree stump. One of his back paws knocked the adder flying. It hit Ravenpaw on the head and wrapped itself around his neck. Ravenpaw spat with alarm and surprise, and then turned on Greypaw. "Watch it!" he hissed crossly. He shook the adder onto the ground. "Scared it might try to bite you?" Firepaw teased. He crouched down, hissing, and settled up to Ravenpaw. Ravenpaw twitched his whiskers and then retorted, "Some snake you would make." He leaped onto Firepaw and rolled him easily on his back. Greypaw reached down from the tree stump and gave Ravenpaw's tail a tug. As Ravenpaw turned to thump Ravenpaw with a soft forepaw, Firepaw jumped to his feet and leaped onto them both, sending Greypaw flying from the stump. All three cats tumbled in the dirt and tussled on the ground. Finally, they fell apart and settled themselves panting beside the tree stump. "Are Sandpaw and Dustpaw coming too?" puffed Greypaw. "Nope," Firepaw replied, unable to disguise the note of triumph in his voice. "They have to stay behind and guard the camp." "Oh, let me tell them," begged Greypaw. "I can't wait to see the look on their faces." "Me neither," Firepaw agreed. "I can't believe we're going instead of them. Especially after Tiger Claw saw me with Smudge today." "That was just bad luck," answered Greypaw. "We all caught a load of prey in the assessment. That must have been what decided it." "I wonder what the gathering will be like," meowed Ravenpaw. "It will be fantastic," Greypaw replied confidently. "I bet all the great warriors will be there. Clawface, a stone fir." But Firepaw wasn't listening anymore. Instead, he found himself thinking about Tiger Claw and Smudge. Greypaw was right. It was bad luck that the great warrior had been observing him when he met his old friend. Why couldn't he have just been watching Greypaw or Ravenpaw instead? In fact, it was bad luck that Tiger Claw sent him near the two-leg place, after all. But suddenly, a dark thought entered Firepaw's mind. Well, why had Tiger Claw sent him near his old haunts? Had he wanted to test him? Could it be the great dark warrior didn't trust his loyalty to ThunderClan? Chapter 12. Firepaw peered over the brow of a bush-covered slope. Greypaw and Ravenpaw crouched beside him. Next to them, a group of ThunderClan elders, queens, and warriors waited in the undergrowth for Bluestar to give the signal. Firepaw had not been to this place since his first journey with Lionheart and Tiger Claw. The steep-sided glade looked different now. The rich greenness of the woods had been bleached away by the cold light of the full moon, and the leaves on the trees glowed silver. At the bottom stood the large 4 oaks that marked where the corner of each clan's territory touched the other tree. The air was thick with the warm scents of cats from the other clans. Firepaw could see them quite clearly in the moonlight, moving about below in the grassy clearing that lay between the 4 oaks. In the center of the clearing, a large, jagged rock rose from the forest floor like a broken tooth. "Look at all those cats down there," hissed Ravenpaw under his breath. "That's Crooked Star," Greypaw hissed back. "RiverClan's leader." "Where?" Firepaw mewed, nudging Greypaw impatiently. "That light-colored tabby beside the great rock." Firepaw followed Greypaw's nod and saw a huge Tom, even bigger than Lionheart, sitting at the center of the clearing, his striped coat showing pale in the moonlight, and even from this distance, his old face showed harsh signs of life. His mouth looked twisted, as if it had once been broken and had healed badly. "Hey," mewed Grandpa, "did you see Sandpaw spit when I told her I hoped she had a nice evening at home?" "You bet," Firepaw purred. Ravenpaw interrupted them with a muffled growl. "Look, there's Broken Star, Shadow Clan's leader," he hissed. Firepaw looked down at the dark brown tabby. His fur was unusually long, and his face was broad and flattened. There was a stillness in his way that he sat and stared around him, made Firepaw's fur prickle uncomfortably. "He looks pretty nasty," Firepaw muttered. "Yeah," agreed Greypaw. "He's certainly got a reputation among all the clans for not suffering fools gladly, and he's not been leader that long. 4 moons, ever since his father, Ragged Star, died." "What does the leader of Wind Clan look like?" Firepaw asked. "Tall Star? I've never seen him, but I know he's black or white with a very long tail," answered Greypaw. "Can you see him now?" asked Ravenpaw. Greypaw peered down, searching the crowd of cats below. "Nope." "Can you scent any Wind Clan cats?" Firepaw asked. Greypaw shook his head. "No." Lionheart's mew sounded softly beside them. "The Wind Clan cats may just be late." "But what if they don't turn up at all?" meowed Greypaw. "Hush! We must all be patient. These are difficult times. Now keep quiet. Blue Star will give the signal to move soon." Lionheart meowed quietly. As he spoke, Blue Star stood. Holding her tail high, she flicked it from one side to the other. Firepaw's heart missed a beat as the ThunderClan cats rose as one and bounded through the bushes, down towards the meeting place. He raced alongside them, feeling the wind rush in his ears and his paws tingle with anticipation. The ThunderClan cats paused instinctively on the edge of the clearing, outside the boundary of the oaks. Blue Star sniffed the air, then she nodded, and the troop moved forward into the clearing. Firepaw felt thrilled. The other cats looked even more impressive close up. Milling about the great rock, a large white warrior strode past. Firepaw and Ravenpaw looked at him in awe. "Look at his paws," Ravenpaw murmured. Firepaw looked down and realized the huge paws of this great Tom were jet black. "It must be Blackfoot," meowed Greypaw, "Shadow Clan's new deputy." Blackfoot stalked over to Broken Star and sat down beside him. The Shadow Clan leader acknowledged him with a twitch of one ear, but said nothing. "When does the meeting begin?" Ravenpaw asked Whitestorm. "Be patient, Ravenpaw," he answered. "The sky is clear tonight, so we have plenty of time." Lionheart leaned over and added, "We warriors like to spend a little time boasting about our victories, while the elders swap tales about the ancient days before the Two Legs came here." All 3 apprentices looked up at him and saw his whiskers twitch mischievously. Dappletail, One Eye, and Small Ear headed straight off towards a group of elderly cats who were settling themselves below one of the oak trees. Whitestorm and Lionheart strolled over to another pair of warriors whom Firepaw did not know. He sniffed the air and recognized their scent as RiverClan. Blue Star's voice sounded behind the 3 apprentices. "Don't waste any of your time tonight," she warned. "This is a good opportunity to meet your enemies. Listen to them. Remember what they look like and how they behave. There is a great deal to be learned from these meetings." "And say little," warned Tigerclaw. "Don't give anything away that might be used against us once the moon has waned." "Don't worry, we won't," Firepaw promised hastily, looking into Tigerclaw's eyes. The feeling that Tiger Claw didn't trust his loyalty lingered with him still. The two warriors nodded and moved on, and the apprentices were left alone. They looked at each other. "What do we do now?" Firepaw asked. "What they said," replied Ravenpaw. "Listen!" "And don't say too much," Greypaw added. Firepaw nodded gravely. "I'm going to see where Tiger Claw went," he mewed. "Well, I'm going to find Lionheart," meowed Greypaw. "You coming, Ravenpaw?" "No thanks," Ravenpaw replied. "I'm going to find some of the other apprentices." "Okay, we'll meet up later," mewed Firepaw, and he trotted in the direction Tiger Claw had taken. He scented Tiger Claw easily and found him sitting at the center of the group of huge warriors behind the great rock. Tiger Claw was speaking. It was a tale Firepaw had heard many times at camp. Tiger Claw was describing his recent battle against the River Clan hunting party. "I wrestled like a Lion Clan cat. 3 warriors tried to hold me, but I threw them off. I fought them until 2 lay knocked out, and the other had run off into the forest like a kid crying for its mother." This time, Tiger Claw didn't mention killing Oakheart and vengeance for Redtail's death. "Perhaps it's so he doesn't offend the River Clan warriors," Firepaw decided. Firepaw listened politely to the end of the story, but a familiar scent was distracting him. As soon as Tiger Claw had finished speaking, Firepaw turned and crept away towards the sweet smell, which was coming from a group of cats nearby. He found Greypaw sitting among these cats, but that wasn't the scent that he had been following. Sitting opposite Greypaw, between 2 River Clan Toms, was Spotted Leaf. Firepaw glanced at her shyly and settled himself beside his friend. "Still no scent of Wind Clan," he mewed to Greypaw. "Well, the meeting hasn't begun yet. They may still come," replied his friend. "Look, there's Running Nose. He's the new Shadow Clan medicine cat, apparently." He nodded towards a small gray and white cat at the center of the group. "I can see why they call him Running Nose," Firepaw remarked. The medicine cat's nose was wet at the tip and encrusted around the edges. "Yup," replied Greypaw with a scornful growl. "I can't see why they appointed him when he can't even cure his own cold." Running Nose was telling the cats about a herb the medicine cats had used in the old days to cure kitten cough. "Since the 2 legs came and filled the place with hard earth and strange flowers," he complained in a high-pitched yell, "the herb has disappeared, and kittens die needlessly in cold weather." The cats gathered around him and yowled their disapproval. "It never would have happened in the time of the Great Clan cats," growled the Black River Clan Queen. "Indeed," meowed the Silver Tabby, "the great cats would have killed any 2 legs that dared enter their territory. If Tiger Clan roamed this forest still, 2 legs would not have built this far into our land." Then Firepaw heard Spotted Leaf's quiet mew. "If Tiger Clan still roamed these forests, we would hardly have made our territory here either." "Who's Tiger Clan?" meowed a small voice beside them. Firepaw noticed a little tabby apprentice from one of the other clans sitting beside him. "Tiger Clan is one of the great clans that used to roam the forest," Greypaw explained quietly. "Tiger Clan is cats of the night, big as horses with jet black stripes. Then there was Lion Clan. Greypaw hesitated, frowning as he tried to remember. "Oh, I've heard of them," meowed the tabby. "They were as big as Tiger Clan cats with yellow fur and golden manes like rays of sun." Greypaw nodded. "And then there was this other one, Spotted Clan or something like that." "I suspect you're thinking of Leopard Clan, young Greypaw," meowed a voice from behind them. "Lionheart!" Greypaw greeted his mentor with an affectionate touch of his nose. Going to end it there because it's not the best spot to end it. I understand, but I don't have enough time to read what's coming next. Big things are happening next. I'll just say that.